And we're back. What's up, guys? It's me, the AOLE Double X Prince with WrestleMania 12. Yes, this show is only remembered for one thing, and that's the main event. And the reason why I chose this show to review is because it's a match that's very controversial in the YWC. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people have mixed feelings about this match. Some people will say it's good, but deep down they don't like it. Some people hate it, but in a sense they kind of like it. And I'm here to talk about mainly that match. However, I am a man of my word. I will review the entire show of WrestleMania. So, without further ado, let's just talk about it. We start off the show with Camp Cornette and Team Yokozuna and Camp Cornette, Jim Cornette's faction, Vader, British Bulldog, and Owen Hart versus Yokozuna, Ahmed Johnson, and Jake Roberts. 6 pretty solid talents. Well, 4 solid talents. I'm not a big fan of Yokozuna, like I said in WrestleMania 10 review. And Ahmed Johnson was a talented guy, but for some reason they never saw something in this guy. I don't know why. People say it's a race thing, but just man the fuck up if you're one of those guys. I mean, it's just a picky subject that, I don't know, it gets a lot of people talking about. I don't know what happened to Ahmed Johnson. I'll just leave it at that. Sorry. But yeah, British Bulldog, Owen Hart, and Vader end up getting the victory. This was a pretty good match. I actually enjoyed it. This is a really good way to kick off the show. See, the first match of the show should always be something to get you pumped up for the rest of the show. And I felt like that did it. Then we had, throughout the show, one of the interesting matches of all time. And one of the best and worst matches I've ever seen in my life. Roddy Piper versus Goldust in a Hollywood backlot brawl. This shit was insane. So it started off in the parking lot there's a golden car with Goldust in it. They're fighting. They're going back and forth. Then these guys go missing for most of the show. Now, for you guys to get the sense of what this match is, it's basically what Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper from Extreme Rules 2015 should have been, and it wasn't. Basically, it was one long ass chase. Throughout the show, they have clips of them being chased. They show the OJ trial. Basically, when OJ's getting chased by the cops, they show that clip, making it look like it's Roddy Piper and Goldust. It was just funny. Then they come back. Roddy Piper undresses Goldust, and then he's like in drag and shit because Goldust was just that damn fucking weird. And Roddy Piper ends up getting the victory. This was just the funniest match ever. It was just incredibly good. I've just had a good time watching this match, even though it wasn't really a match. Savio Vega took on, I'm trying to remember this guy's name. The Ringmaster. I don't know whatever happened to the Ringmaster. I don't know. It's not like he became the biggest name of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell yeah. At the time, Ringmaster was just some weird ass person. Basically, the $1 Million Man was a $1 Million Man guy, Ted DiBiase guy. He was the $1 Million champion. Savio Vega was anti Ted DiBiase, and they had a little match. It was a decent little match. I enjoyed it. However, this of course eventually we did get the legendary Stone Cold Steve Austin down the road when we actually created the Attitude Era. At the time, WCW was killing it in the ratings. We had the NWO debut. We had a lot of good shit in 1996 as far as WCW goes. WWF was okay, but they weren't trying to go all the way and become the Attitude Era just yet until WrestleMania 13. But yeah. This was a decent little match, Ringmaster and Savio Vega, but yeah. Then we had a really awful match. Even both men have admitted this match was awful. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, gets squashed by the Ultimate Warrior like really fast. At the time, Ultimate Warrior just didn't give a shit. So, I mean, Ultimate Warrior just slammed Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Eventually, Hunter Hearst Helmsley became Triple H, of course. Ultimate Warrior just didn't give a shit. So, and this did eventually lead to the big lawsuit, which is why, Warrior was like, no, I want that name. That is my name. I legally changed my name to Warrior. I mean, if you're that committed, you just can't fuck with the guy. Sorry about that. I had to lock the door. There was a lot of noises going on. Then we had The Undertaker defeated Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, whatever you want to call him. Good match. At the time, Undertaker was really not having good matches with anybody. This is like kind of the starting point of his momentum of becoming a badass character that people actually wanted to watch. I mean, he was alright in the 90s and everything, but eventually he does become, he evolves to something bigger. It all began in 1994 when he fights the fake Undertaker and he comes out with purple gloves and shit. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, Undertaker beats Diesel. Good match. I thought it was good. So this was a pretty solid mid-card show for the most part. But now let's talk about the main event. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, WWF Championship. First of all, Shawn Michaels' entrance was fucking phenomenal. From the top of it, just going all the way to the audience, it was just breathtaking. Bret Hart comes out, WWF champion. He was already the biggest draw WWF had currently. So, again, we were trying to build up new stars at the time, but sadly wasn't working out just yet. And then we had the match. 60-minute Iron Man match. Now, I have friends who hate this match. I have friends who love this match. And there's people who, again, either pretend they hate it, pretend they like it. I have mixed feelings from this match. Because in one hand, I hear the negatives and I agree with them. Then I hear the positives and I agree with them. It's kind of like The Last Jedi. Too soon. But yeah, the match, it started strong and ended strong. But in the middle, because, it's hard to make a Iron Man match good. However, I could tell later down the years they expanded on it. They made it no DQ with Triple H and The Rock, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Two much better Iron Man matches than this one. I still enjoy the match. I don't hate it that much, but it's just not. It's a great match. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a match that it's rewatchable, especially because it's a fucking hour. And one of the problems that I've always heard, and I gotta agree with it, the clock ends at 0-0. Personally, what I would have done, I would have ended it in 2-2. Bret Hart gets 2 victories. Shawn Michaels gets 2 victories. That way, throughout the match, you're excited and you're not sure when the pinfall happens. Because if it's just two guys not even trying to pin each other, then there's kind of no point to it. However, the clock closes, but because no one had a fall, they did the first man to the pinfall wins, and sure enough, Shawn Michaels hits the sweet chin music, and the boyhood dream has come true. That was an incredible moment. The match itself, while a great match, not something I like to talk about that much. And a lot of people have pointed out this match, for the most part, it was kind of boring to an extent. I still enjoy the match, don't get me wrong. I still had a great time watching the match. But yeah, again, it's not something rewatchable. I don't know. It's a great match. I enjoyed it a lot. But it does have problems. You could have problems with matches, and that's, I guess, the biggest issue with people. So yeah, I think it's a great show overall. The mid-card talent was great. The Roddy Piper and Goldust shit was awesome. And of course, the main event, great. I have no problems with this show. I'll give it I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The thing that drops it from a 9 out of 10 was Warrior and the game. That was just awful. But yeah, overall, as far as rewatchability, I don't know. You have to be in a really good mood to watch it. I'll say that. You have to be in a really good mood to watch it. Think about this. I just finished watching WrestleMania 10, then I went straight to WrestleMania 12. So, just saying. Anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out. Next WrestleMania I will be talking about is we're going back to the 20s. We're going all the way back to the 20s. Yes. So here we come.